Soul Mom Talks was created as a space where women could rise, not by being perfect, but by being real.
It's a place where stories are honored, voices are amplified, and we remember that when one mom heals, she gives permission for another to do the same.
Every woman you'll hear from today has shown up with courage. They're committed to inner work, have stepped through fear, and said yes to being able to be seen, not just for themselves, but for those who need to hear their stories.
These speakers didn't arrive here by accident. They chose growth, they chose elevation, they chose to rise into their truth, and today they're here to lift others as they rise.
Each story you'll hear carries wisdom, vulnerability, and light. And as they elevate themselves on the stage, they're also here to inspire you to remember your own power.
Because Soul Mom Talks isn't just about listening, it's about awakening something within you.
So we invite you to be present, to open your heart, to receive whatever message is meant for you today. Welcome to Soul Mom Talks,
Where mothers rise,
stories heal,
and light is shared.
We are now going to introduce someone so special. Let's welcome Nida Rehan. She's going to be speaking about the most powerful tool you've not been using is your breath work. And she's all the way here from Ontario. Nida Rehan is a mother, registered nurse, and breathwork facilitator who is passionate about supporting mothers in regulating their nervous systems, reconnecting with their breath and bodies, and finding calm within the chaos. Through her work, she helps women tune out the external noise and return to the wisdom of their inner voice. Please welcome Nida Rehan to the Soul Mom Talk stage.
It was March 2019. My family and I, including my sister, traveled back home to Pakistan for a family wedding. What was meant to be a joyous celebration quickly turned into a nightmare. My sister, who at the time was also going through the process of IVF, suddenly became critically ill. She developed ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, something that happens in only 1% of IVF cases. I stood by her side in the ICU for 10 days as her condition worsened. Blood clots formed in her legs, her kidneys failed, and eventually her lungs could no longer support her, to the point where she couldn't even say her own name in one breath. She was placed on a ventilator. And seeing my 29-year-old sister connected to tubes and machines broke something inside me. As a nurse, I couldn't believe what I was witnessing, how quickly her organs were shutting down one by one. Up until that point, I had taken my own breath for granted. I never paid attention to this vital system in my body, the one that had been keeping me alive. My breath, not just one thing to be grateful for, but two, the ability to inhale and the ability to exhale. When the doctors told us it was time to say goodbye to her, I placed one hand on her face and the other on her neck. I felt her last heartbeat under my palm. That sensation stayed with me for years. It was the moment that changed my relationship with breathing itself. Every conscious inhale felt heavy. Every exhale carried guilt. Why was it so effortless for me to breathe when my sister had struggled for every breath at the end of her life? After her passing, I tried everything I could to heal. I took time off work, went to therapy, listened to podcasts, read self-help books. And while they all helped my mind to understand, my body still felt stuck, tight, like I couldn't breathe or move freely. That's when my somatic coach suggested something that immediately triggered me. Breath work. I didn't know anything about it at the time, and I was deeply reluctant to trying it because breathing itself had become associated with grief and loss. I mentioned this to my amazing husband, who gently encouraged me and booked my first breathwork session for me. In that experience, as I consciously began to breathe with intention, focus, and guidance from the facilitator, my body responded within minutes. I felt all this energy moving through me, sensations I didn't understand, and for the first time since her death, I finally felt my chest open. I wasn't thinking anymore, I was feeling. I felt something I can only describe as divine presence. It was after this experience that I truly understood the phrase, "Your triggers are your treasures." Your triggers are your treasures. Have you ever noticed how a small moment can cause such a big reaction in your body? When someone says something that hits a nerve, when someone cuts you off in traffic, or when your child interrupts you for the 17th time when you're trying to have a conversation with your spouse. The reaction is not about the moment itself. It's your body remembering something that it didn't get a chance to be fully seen, heard, and felt. It's your nervous system saying, I have felt this before. That pit in your stomach, that tightness in your chest, that lump in your throat. What is it trying to tell you? What story is it still holding on to from your past? And when we continue to push away these sensations, we miss out on the opportunity to discover the treasure underneath these sensations, underneath these triggers. There is so much wisdom hiding underneath these physical sensations, waiting to be discovered. And the most effective way I have found to access that wisdom is through the breath. Your breath is the bridge between your triggers and your treasures. What I discovered was that my struggle with breathing after the loss of my sister wasn't really about the breath itself. It was guilt and grief that was causing the discomfort. And through the breath, I was finally able to see it, be with it, hold it. The same breath that once reminded me of loss now became a reminder of grace. Every inhale, a gift, and every exhale, a release. Each breath God is granting me with is His grace. And you have been graced with the same breath. You don't have to learn it. You don't have to earn it. You simply have to be with it. Observe it. And now I would like you to experience it for yourself. I invite you to do a very simple yet effective breath pattern with me called Halo Active Breath. I will explain it first, and then we'll do it together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Simple, right? We'll do this breath pattern for 1 minute. I will cue you when it's time for us to begin the breath pattern. Remember, you are in full control of your body and of this experience. So go at your own pace, your own depth. And now I invite you to make any adjustments that your body needs before finding stillness. And as the music in the background begins, closing down your eyes. And for now, breathing as you normally do. Take a moment to notice how your body is feeling in this moment. Notice any sensations, any tightness, heaviness, warmth, coolness. Nothing to change, and simply to observe. And when you're ready, begin the breath pattern for 1 minute, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Staying with this breath at your own pace, your own depth. taking a deep inhale in through the nose and hold your breath at the top just for a few moments. Now release and return back to your natural breath. Notice if anything has shifted within you. And when you feel complete, opening up your eyes and returning to the room. Your breath carries the treasure that is waiting to be found. If this experience resonated with you, I would love to offer you a gift. The QR code connects you with me. If you feel called, message the word breathwork, and I would love to gift you a breathwork session.